Hello everyone, Elizabeth Cadney's here from my office at Community College of Philadelphia. I am one of the present-minded professors, and welcome to today's contemplation. I was thinking about how many times students have written on their papers that they are less confident about writing essays where they do not have any interest in the topic. And I can really relate to this as a person who has ADHD and whose mind is very interest-based. So if I am super interested in something, I can hyper-focus on it. But when I'm less interested, I have more of a tendency to be resistant. And mindfulness can really help with this resistance. If you are resistant to doing something, it's very unlikely that what you're doing will be done well and that you will enjoy the process of what it is that you're doing. So I wanted to address that a little bit in this video. One of the things that I like to do when I have a task that is not my favorite is to meditate beforehand so that I can get in a mindset where I might be able to do that task. For me, that meditation might be walking around, listening to some music, and incorporating some self-talk about what it is that I'm going to do. Usually the self-talk is affirming. So if I have to write something that I don't want to write, I might say, I can do this, or I can put in the amount of time needed to do this. I also have a visual timer so that tasks that are very hard can be done in shorter increments. So I might do a task in 15 minutes and then take a break. But I think more than that, if it's possible to find some element of joy in what you're doing, that can be really helpful. So if you're writing something, you can ask yourself, what in this task that I really don't want to do might I find enjoyable? One of the classic examples from mindfulness is washing dishes, and you may not want to do that task, but if you can really feel the water and feel the bubbles and make it a meditative experience, you might have a sense of greater joy in what it is that you're doing. Of course, this brings up the question of, the value of the essay in academia. Like, what is the value of writing something that you may not want to write about? I think the best answer to that is that sometimes when we're forced to write something that we wouldn't already write about, we can develop a sense of curiosity and learn things that we may not have known were possible. We can also change our brain structures to learn how, to write things that we may not have otherwise known how to write. So in this sense, it can be valuable to have an assignment that is less pleasing. Another thing, and this is the last thing that I'll say for this contemplation, is that many times your professors in college will be receptive, and in high school. Professors in general and teachers will be receptive to working with you on assignments that are slightly different than the ones they've presented. Oftentimes, professors are not invested in the exact assignment that they have written, but would rather see you work with something that you do enjoy. So, to recap, if you are feeling resistant to an assignment, you might want to meditate first in whatever way that works for you. Maybe it's listening to a meditation on this channel, playing music, or walking around. You may want to have a timer so that the task is more manageable, that you set the timer for a certain amount of time that you'll do the task. You may want to think about some positive self-talk that you might be able to use to get yourself motivated to do the assignment. And sometimes, when you're mindful of something that's going wrong, there are paths towards changing it. In this case, your teacher or professor might allow you to pick a different topic. Try it out. Thank you for listening to this contemplation, and I look forward to our next video.